Okay, so our next act before we go for a short break so that people can smoke, drink, or find other ways to gradually kill themselves over the long term. Lady in the front, please, if you pick one of these envelopes and let me know the number that's inside. Number 2. Who is number 2? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Socrates.
Hello, Haarlem. You guys liking the comedy competition? Yeah, I think it's a kind of an ironic name, you know, because when you think about it, comedy is a joke. Well, done right. Done wrong, it's sort of a painful 8-minute staring contest. One poor sucker on stage and about 50 sets of eyes. And, I'm no gambling man, but 50 to 1, I don't like them odds. So let's see how the next 7 minutes turns out, shall we? And it's hard for me because I have a fear of failure, but I also have galatophobia, the fear of laughter. That's not helping. Now, if you can't tell, I also am an American. Yeah, so that's what it's like to be German. Yeah, they brought us World War II and I and II, and we brought you Donald Trump. Only history will determine which was the greater crime. But don't blame me. Look, I didn't vote for the guy. I'm fully vaccinated. I do not own a gun, so we're cool. You know, I was born and raised in New Jersey. My dad's Greek, but my mom's American. And since they wanted me to fit in, well, naturally, they named me Socrates. It's called a job well done. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I've heard of this guy, you're probably thinking of another dude. It does hurt my ego to admit it, but yeah, he's a whole lot more famous than I am. But I'm not jealous, because he's also a whole lot more dead. At least for now. Yeah, so if you don't know him, Socrates 1, or Socrates Prime, if you want to use his Transformers name, he got himself in trouble when he questioned the new political system that the Greeks were trying out, that they called democracy. You see, he was worried that if the voters did not understand the issues, that it might be possible to manipulate them into voting for something stupid. Yeah, it's laughable now, but in the ancient world it was a real worry. They even had a name for it. They called it the Brexitist of Trumpus. See, it turns out you can learn from history. But brother, you gotta read the books. So, I'm trying to be part of the solution. I just recently ran for an elected office. I ran for the presidency of the local communist club. My slogan was democracy now. Listen to the people. I came in last. Well, I was a member of the anarchist club, but nobody ever showed up to the meetings. So since about 2009, I've been living in Amsterdam. Yeah, the city of love. Well, okay, it's the city for love. All right, you can rent love there, is what I'm saying, right? Now, it's all perfectly regulated, though. You know, in Amsterdam, you have to get a license if you want to sell blowjobs. Yeah, there's no written test, it's just an oral exam. I heard that Uber is going to start doing prostitution door to door. They're going to call it puber. Well, that's a new one. I'm not going to put down work in business, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to find a business myself. I came up with one recently. It's called Stolen Dog Walker. Have you stolen a dog, but you're too scared to walk it? Well, give us a call. We'll walk it for you. No questions asked. If you stolen a dog and you're too scared to walk it, give us a call. You stolen dog walker. And if you're not ready for the commitment again, why not try a cyber dog? That's right. We're introducing a new thing called a Yap app. It's a dog that's not only is it a companion, it's also a fitness aid, because a couple times a day it'll start whining and barking till you go for a walk. And if it detects somebody else with the Yap app, it'll walk in and start barking like crazy till you go over and say hi. You can stop it if you buy some treats, $9.99 a dozen. So when your friends complain that you're whining all the time, now you can say, hey, it's not me, it's my Yap app. Thank you. Yeah, that explains the really, really slow sales. So Yeah. If you've ever thought that running a successful business was stressful, you should try running an unsuccessful one. All right? Yeah. I recently joined a wellness center just for the stress, and hot out here. And it's a swimming pool, so a sauna. It's men and women both, but there's no clothes, so yeah, everybody's naked. And I'm getting older, so for me, seeing young naked women, it's good for my heart. I consider it my cardio. Got to get my beats in. But the other day we were talking about when we lost our virginities, and the truth is, I don't remember the first time I had sex. Well, it was so overwhelming, you know? I mean, I had never been to prison before. That's when I found out that in some ways being straight and being gay, they're not always that different. Not what you're thinking of. I'll give you an example. As a straight man, I can't get laid. Something about me being a Neanderthal with a short attention span, me no listen. However, as a gay man, I choose not to get laid. See, at the end of the night, the end result is exactly the same, but the difference is empowering. Yeah. See, now I get to be the stuck-up little bitch who's too good to suck a dick. No, I actually have decided to take a stand on coming out against homosexuality. And it's not that I'm homophobic. It's just that, well, as a Greek, I feel it's cultural appropriation. There's certain lines you just don't cross, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's possible that these hardline attitudes has caused my recent romantic shortfall, because I'm a bit of a sexual dry patch. It's a drought. And it's a really scary thought to think that maybe my sexuality may have set sail without me. And now I'm headed out all alone, out across the celibacy. Yeah, I'm not giving up, I'm still trying. Like the other day, I was walking through a park, and I saw these two really hot chicks. They were making out on a bench. So I walked over to them, I said, hey, hashtag me too. Didn't work. Yeah, some nights I really miss my old ex-girlfriend. You know, she used to make these sexy noises when we make love. You know, like sighing, or swiping right, or snoring. So sexy. Now that one I can explain. She told me she was into cosplay. I did not know that meant costume play. I thought she meant Cosby play. Yeah, well, one thing led to another. So, I am a minimalist, yeah, since the divorce. Yeah, it's true, all my relationships, they all pretty much ended the same way. Just like that French play. You know the one I mean? Les Miserables. So, I've decided that, you know, companionship is actually really important, you know, and I don't want to be alone my whole life, so I got a dog. Yeah, exactly, thank you. And, well, see, a buddy of mine, he just got himself a dog, and he's a nihilist, right? And yet he names his dog Karma, but it's a male dog. So, you know, inevitably, when people find out the dog's name, they'll always say, hey, Karma's a bitch. And he says, nah, man, Karma's just a dog. You make up your own reality. Yeah, so it turns out in life there are a lot of misconceptions. And there's a lot of misconceptions about relationships. Although I think the single worst misconception you can make while in a relationship is when you accidentally get your girlfriend's best friend pregnant. Yeah, that's a serious misconception. Yeah. It's almost impossible to talk your way out of it, too. Yeah, so I was reading that in Thailand, the vagina can be used as a condom. Yeah, it's true. I also found out that you can get gonorrhea from a toilet seat. Well, you explained. I was using condoms. Anyway, I just want to tell you all that for me, this has been a lot of fun coming up here, because when I started doing stand-up, I was told that it's a lot like sex. And the more I do it, the more I think that's true. Because I was real excited about coming up here tonight. Now that I came, I'm a little tired and sweaty. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to come again. I want to thank you, Raecks. Thank you, Haarlem. You're a great audience. Thank you, Haarlem!